At least 8 million tons of plastic ends up in our oceans every year. And studies show that at this rate, by 2050, the amount of plastic polluting our oceans will outweigh the number of fish. Collectives and individuals around the world are doing what they can to save our oceans from plastic pollution. In Ngaloa, Fiji, there is a great collaboration going on between science and tradition, where the environment and its marine life are thriving from conservation efforts, and the people of the area are doing their best to prevent further plastic pollution and are going to be making money in the process. In November 2014, the Fijian government declared its first ever national marine park off the southern coast of Viti Levu, a sanctuary dedicated to the conservation and research of sharks. The reserve is looked after by Benga Adventure Divers and the Fiji Department of Fisheries. Benga Adventure Divers added to these shark conservation and research efforts by developing another program called My Fiji Shark. My Fiji Shark is a program that invites people to adopt sharks from Fiji's marine reserve. This adoption program helps create even more awareness around sharks and sea life, and the money raised goes towards shark conservation and research. The initiative was created with the support of the United Nations Development Program in partnership with the South Pacific Tourism Organization.
This particular program, we're actually giving out 50 named bull sharks, which is normally seen on a frequent basis during our dives. This 50 is being taken out from the 214 that has been named so far.
The 50 sharks available for adoption have been named according to the unique features and characteristics each of them portray.
The main idea is to try and assist the government, through the Ministry of Fisheries with a conservation program, research program, also our inshore management, programs with the government. But the main idea over here is to just try to punch that nail about conservation. Marine conservation is just one of those areas that we need to put a little bit more effort.
Ngaloa village holds the Ngoli or traditional fishing rights to the marine reserve. While Benga Adventure Divers and the Fiji Department of Fisheries continue their conservation and research work, the women of Ngaloa village are doing what they can to prevent rubbish from entering the ocean and polluting the shark sanctuary. After a series of workshops, these ladies are now turning oceanside trash to cash.
Nandari de matasa wa kitu Ngaloa matanga torkana lebu ni benu ni plastic na kemdo rede matasa wa
kansa ndo nanumaga na tavaya ni sauchinga na kana bangataki na kana ngunubi na kaitsukila masauchi na kana yanga iyo kitna rona singango sanga irani bulida kinda ni bikaongo irani recycle taki me babo itek tale me rawakina ndo tale naka rani ukta kina ndo na vale sento na marama sendo ngana kai ko ngandra kina
dolak chuma veki mami na korna village tua sa manira wata chuka kina sona sende ya useni mi bulida elingangu na ka ubolita ka chiko andole bolia chiko mai na handicraft mai suba ya nikua sa mai bulida sona ka me uda ka banga elingangu me warita kverna sarban war la ko mai na kor
isa sulibiongo sona ikumun sa sulibiongo mena lebang takibali sen lebang tak sarba binak takina sona nunggu linga ni san kila ke makau na takamar na linga ngo binango vi batena hotel le bola ka tum ni ambi mir na tur sarla chugan ko na kor au kila ko sar ngango rani benefit takia unkla tunge bale na nunggu sosar tungani la.
Over years of being involved in community art and also having access to some of the records that show that empowering women to take control of their own environment and also empower the households is probably the best way to go. So many times people are aware of what needs to be done in regards to ocean plastics and stuff, but they don't have clear pathways to become a part of the process. So this is my way of doing it. in the future, these women that you see behind me, every time they see a plastic bottle on the side of the road, they're going to see a few dollars at least. Part of what we did when we set out to design these workshops, it was to make sure that they were really friendly to the daily rhythms of village life. And of course, within traditional Fijian society, there are knowledge streams that go back many, many generations about how to care for your natural resources. We plan to start introducing a lot of native fibers and materials to work with the plastic, so it's a real marriage of old skill sets and new technologies, like a really genuine combination of the two. It never fails to amaze me whenever you put out new skill sets, how quickly the locals take it on. It's natural to us, you know, for the last 2,000-3,000 years. Everything we've ever wanted, we've had to extract from the natural world. They're incredibly talented individuals.
Diving and local crafts are part of the many attractions Fiji's tourism industry has to offer. These projects were implemented by the South Pacific Tourism Organization in line with their advocacy for sustainable tourism.
The importance of actually developing tourism in a sustainable manner is of great importance, particularly if we're looking at trying to encourage high value, low impact tourists in this case. With sustainable tourism development, there are three key components, which is the environmental side, the financial side, and also social cultural. So it's a development considering all these three components.
This is a really important cause for Fiji and other big ocean states. We are part of the blue continent, and there is so much more that the private sector and individuals can do to promote conservation and sustainable use of oceans and marine resources.
To learn more about adopting a shark and shark conservation, visit myfijishark.com. The products from the women in Ngaloa is still work in progress and will eventually be made available for sale to tourists and locals.